Good morning, students. This is our lecture number 3 related to the chapter number 2, which is the origin and evolution of the earth. Dear students, in the previous lecture, I explained the first theory of the early theories category, which was gaseous hypothesis and given by Immanuel Kant. And in this lecture, we will discuss about the second theory, that is nebular hypothesis, which was given by a French mathematician named Laplace, and he gave his theory in 1796. Students, actually this is a revised theory of Kant theory, because Laplace took some basic idea from the Kant theory and made some addition to its theory. So his theory is based upon two concepts. First, nebula was hot and gaseous. He called the primordial matter nebula, or which is our present day sun. According to him, this nebula was very hot and gaseous. Second, due to the hotness and gaseous matter, it was rotating very fast, and due to the rotation, it was emitting uh, radiation. So this nebula was rotating fast and emitting radiation. And now what happened? This nebula was rotating very fast and emitting radiation. Slowly, this with the passage of time, it began to cool down, and as it cooled down, the size of this nebula began to shrink. Means the volume of the nebula was decreasing. So it led to the increase its velocity. As I explained in my previous lecture, that the velocity is directly proportional to the mass. If the mass will be shrink, the velocity will be increase. If the mass will be large, the velocity of that mass will be is slow. So in this uh, in his theory, he explained that this nebula began to shrink when it began to cool down, and due to this shrink in volume or decrease in volume, it rotating very fast. It increases its velocity or speed, and it is rotating very fast. This rotation led to the bulge in the center of this body. So within the nebula, a bulge occurred, and as it was rotating very fast, this bulge separate from the nebula, and in a ring form, it rotating around its original body, that was nebula. So this ring was rotating around its nebula. Now what happened? When it was rotating very fast, this ring was rotating very fast, it also broke down into 8 parts in itself. And these 8 parts are our present day planets. So when the ring was rotating around the nebula, it broke down into 8 parts. And these 8 parts started rotating around the nebula in the same direction. In that direction in which this ring was rotating, these 8 planets were also rotating in the same direction. In this way, our planets formed, and our satellites are also formed in the similar way. We can explain it with the example in the E portion. Here is our Earth planet, and some part, because it was rotating on its axis and around the nebula very fast, so it some part of this planet separated from it, and this part also began to rotate around its original body, or around the earth, and that is known as satellite. So that is the phenomena by which the planets and the satellites were formed according to the Laplace. So students, this is very important theory, but it also have some advantages and disadvantages. First of all, we will throw a light on the advantages of this theory. Firstly, he explained that all the planets move in the same direction. As I explained you that the planets began to start move around the nebula in the same direction in which the ring or bulge was rotating. So all the planets were also rotating in the same direction, and it is true in our present day world. Second thing which he explained that inner part of the planet is in the molten material. It is only possible only when rings rotated very fast and angular velocity increases. Due to the increase in angular velocity and it is rotating very fast, so the material was in molten form. As I also explained the warm portion of our palm, when we rubbed it very fastly, they begin to warm up. So when the material was rotating very fast, it was hot and it was still in molten material, and this situation is also true in our present day world. So these are the merits related to the Laplace theory, but this theory is even criticized due to the following facts. First, he said that the sun rotates very uh, sorry he said that the sun was rotating very fast and emitting radiation, but in reality in the present day world the situation is opposite. The sun rotates very slowly, but he tell that the sun is rotating very fast. So it is not true for the present day situation. Second thing, he explained that all the planets are moving in the same direction, but he could not explain why the inner and outer planets have different composition. As you read that the inner composition of inner planets and outer planets are different. Inner planets are made up of rocks and outer planets are gaseous, but he failed to explain why this differentiation occurred. So according to him, all the planets are composed of same material. So students, these are the basic advantages and criticism related to the Laplace theory. In the next lecture, we will discuss our third theory. So thank you. Have a nice day.